There's been all this talk about Russia lately. There's been this talk on CNN. CNN said Russia could not hack our elections, but after the election, CNN said, well, where's the outrage about Russian hacking in the 2016 election, which is ridiculous because it never happened. It never happened. The Russians didn't hack us. The Trump campaign never, ever worked with the Russians to get elected. It didn't happen. Anything you'd like to touch on, Paul?
Yet they're pretty baseless, those allegations.
Yes, it's McCarthyism. And for those who don't know what McCarthyism is the practice of making an accusation of subversion or treason without proper evidence, pretty much. So the left and John McCain and all these other people, they're engaging in McCarthyism. John McCain said, Rand Paul the Russian agent. It's ridiculous. It's
never worked for the Russians. It never happened. It's fake.
That video up. The video is titled Real Clear Proof Russia News is Fake.
If you've been playing along with the Russian news, you've been getting lied to, manipulated, and used. I guarantee this video will be proof. If you like the truth, watch the whole thing. If you like being lied to, then maybe this video is not for you. I'm going to show you the truth, not with Fox News, not with Trump supporters who don't pay attention and love everything he does. I'm going to show you people that don't like Trump, that are huge Trump critics, that are Democrats, that are Bernie Sanders supporters, that are mainstream media, CNN workers. Let's start with the progressive Jimmy Dore.
I just want to talk about the Russia thing that's been going on, right? So you know how we feel about it here at the Jimmy Dore Show. It's a big distraction that's being implemented by the Democrats and the establishment to distract us from the real problems of our country and the real problems that are inside the Democratic Party and their past campaign. So, because they do stuff like this, they've been reporting stuff like this is from CNN, and at the top it says, Intel analysis shows Putin approved election hacking. That's what it says. The Intel analysis shows Putin approved election hacking. That's what it says. But if you look at the end of the article, because most people only read headlines, but if you go all the way down to the end of the article, at the bottom it says, but neither of the sources said they knew of specific intelligence that directly ties Putin to these men. So that's the kind of shit that's been going on for months now, since the election. This has been going on. This kind of reporting, a rumor, it doesn't even rise to the level of an accusation, which is what Richard Engel said on the Maddow show, and then Richard Maddow responded with, well, does that include a black guy? And she brushed it under the rug and kept reporting that bullshit, right? And here is Chuck Todd, America's #1 news man, and so here he's interviewing intelligence theorists that can definitively answer the following questions: whether there was improper contact between the Trump campaign and Russian officials. We did not include any evidence in our report, and I said, that's the NSA, FBI, the CIA, with my office of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between the members of the Trump campaign and Russia. There was no evidence of that, including in our report. So no, I understand what I just said, but I need to keep asking questions until I get the answer that I can get.
And the intelligence agencies really telling you that they have no evidence. Like as far as the fact when a journalist and huge Trump critic blamed Greenwald.
Because it was taken seriously by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, because it's not elevated above Russia.
Right, so the CIA is an agency that has repeatedly got caught lying in the past. It's designed to disseminate propaganda, and they're currently in open warfare with the elected president of the United States and behind.
So let's focus on the extraordinary behavior of the Washington Post for the moment. They produce two of the most humiliating debacles in American journalism over the last several years, and these two humiliations have taken place just within the last 6 weeks, both of which were about completely fictitious and fabricated claims about the threat posed by Vladimir Putin and Russia. The first was on November 24th. They claimed, based on a newly formed anonymous group, that there has been a very widespread, successful effort to implant Trump propaganda in the American discourse. And they accomplished this by giving credence to the secret list that this anonymous group of cowards had created, in which they claim that a whole range of American media outlets and websites, such as the Drudge Report and other libertarian critics of Hillary Clinton on the right, and longstanding left-wing critics of the Democratic Party, like Naked Capitalism and Truth Out and Truth Big on the left, they declared them to be tools of Kremlin propaganda. And the Washington Post created this huge story that went all over the place based upon giving credence to this list and saying that Russian propaganda had been viewed more than 200 million times in the United States. Journalists all over Twitter throughout the American media mindlessly spread it, aggressively endorsed it. It became a huge story, and over the course of the next 2 weeks, the story completely collapsed, and there's now a major editor's note at the top of the article disclaiming the key source, saying that they did not into in any way vouch for the validity of the findings of the source on which the entire story was based. But even more embarrassing was this weekend when the Post trumpeted this
Each American
story on Friday night
generation passes the
Vladimir Putin
torch
in Russia
of
had hacked
liberty and
into
justice.
the electric grid of the United States through a Vermont utility, which caused Vermont officials like the governor and Senator Pat Leahy to issue statements saying Vladimir Putin is trying to endanger the safety and the welfare of Vermonters by stealing their heat in the winter. The whole story, from start to finish, turns out to be a complete fabrication. There was no invasion of the American electric grid. The malware that was found on one laptop had nothing to do with Russia. The story was completely false. And again, the American media in this hysteria kept spreading and endorsing it. And in both cases, the retractions were barely noted. So you have millions of people being misled into this hysteria, into this view that Russia is this great threat. And when the story journalistically collapses, they barely hear about it. And it happened over and over through the election, with Slate saying that a secret server had been found between Donald Trump and a Russian bank, which turned out to be completely false. The Post aired allegations that Putin had poisoned Hillary Clinton on the day that she collapsed on 9/11. And so it's not really just dishonesty, it's the kind of behavior we saw in 2002, where American media outlets are willing to publish anything that the U.S. government tells them to publish to inflate and expand the threat posed by Russia, to raise fear levels to the highest possible degree. And it's an incredibly irresponsible and dangerous form of behavior that media outlets led by the Washington Post are engaging in.
None of these people even like it, and they're trying to tell you the truth, but people won't listen. So weird, especially when Hillary Clinton herself sold 20% of the United States uranium to Russia, to Vladimir Putin. This isn't a conspiracy. The media themselves, the mainstream media source, to publish this.
Enormous amounts of money have flowed to the Clintons. The president made more than $100 million. Some of that money lands in their pocket. Some of it lands in their foundation. So a lot of that money comes from the darkest corners of the world. You have a foreign government that wants something from the State Department while Hillary Clinton is Secretary of State. The Russians want to buy 20% of U.S. uranium production. And when this transaction is over, it needs to be signed off by the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. The Russian government was funneling money through this subsidiary directly to the Clinton family. Clinton gets more than $100 million in donations. But the thing is, there before Hillary Clinton's State Department was signed off on the Russian purchase of uranium one, Bill Clinton got paid $500,000 to give a single speech in Austin. And Hillary Clinton said, I think this is a big deal. Let's let Vladimir Putin take control of is now 20% of U.S. uranium production. It's not a coincidence. Money exchanges and favors are done.
Even things such as South Korea's president recently got impeached for doing way less than Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton got used to her political position to pressure companies to get billions of dollars to their nonprofits. This is exactly what the Clinton Foundation has been caught doing. They got millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia through their $500,000 Wall Street speeches. You know, the difference is the citizens in South Korea are paying attention, and half the citizens in America are being misled and brainwashed.
This next clip is from Barack Obama when he was president, getting caught on a hot mic that he didn't know was recording him with somebody from Russia.
My wife's country, yeah. After my life, I have one possibility.
What makes it even dumber that people still believe this, that it's public knowledge, mainstream knowledge, that China attacked us multiple times. Did you ever hear a public outcry about that? No, because they don't care. They're only using this for fire, for a whole different agenda. Not to mention that the last administration spied on the German chancellor. The intelligence community spied on Congress. This isn't a conspiracy. These are mainstream sources telling you. This is Jake Tapper from CNN telling you. The next video is Green Party candidate Jill Stein explaining what Hillary Clinton would have done to Sheila.
The promises made to Gorbachev, the leader of the Soviet Union, that NATO would not move 1 inch to the east of the land. Well, since then, NATO has steadily moving to essentially surround Russia. Now we're conducting war games around Russia. We are dropping fake nuclear weapons in Nevada, preparing for this potential nuclear war, which Hillary Clinton is begging to start. And let's just be clear, what it is that Hillary Clinton's policy on Russia is, it is essentially a virtual declaration of war. That is what will happen if Hillary Clinton proceeds with her plan to create a no-fly zone and then shooting down Russian aircraft over Syria.
This is Democratic leader Chuck Schumer meeting with Putin.
Oh, he's the guy that wants to investigate the president for having Putin ties?
All of this information is available. They literally just prey on people being so stupid, even though the information and the truth is right in front of their face, that they can get away with lying. And people continue to play along with this dumb game. She doesn't even like Donald Trump either, but everybody's trying to explain the truth to you, but nobody wants to listen. It's so weird. Putin has said multiple times that he respects the United States.
Сегодня, наверное, единственная супердержава.
US,
Мы принимаем.
we accept that.
Мы хотим и готовы работать с Соединенными Штатами.
We would like to cooperate.
Как бы там ни происходили эти выборы, в конце концов они состоятся. Что США...
I never said that I viewed the US as a threat to national security. President Obama, he said he views Russia as a threat, but I don't feel the same way about the US. What I do feel is that the politics of those in the circle of power, if I may use those terms, the politics of those in power in the U.S. is arrogance. Very true.
Russian propaganda in this country has gotten so bad that yesterday the FBI launched an investigation on InfoWars and Breitbart. They said they're looking for ties to Russia. This is getting ridiculous. Any news source that doesn't agree with them and doesn't agree with their lies is now up for an investigation.
Yep.
They don't group me in that category because I literally use news sources they control, CNN, Washington Post, and New York Times, to show that the Russian propaganda is not real. They say it in their own news sources, yet they're going to investigate Breitbart and InfoWars for telling the truth sometimes. Hillary Clinton, the global powers that run the world, and the Democratic Party had an idea for what they wanted to happen. They lost the election, and now they're freaking out. They're freaking out so much that they could literally lie to people every single day, and there's still millions of people who say, Russia. I don't like Donald Trump because he hacked the election with Russia. There's millions of people who believe this. Whether you like Donald Trump's policies, whether you like him as a person or not, this Russia news is a complete fraud, a complete fabrication, and it's getting sillier and sillier by the day that people still believe this.
So, that has been that. The whole narrative that the Russians hacked the election, Trump campaign colluded with the Russians, it's all bogus and it never happened. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So, Mike, can you hear any of that?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, well, that takes care of that. Hope that cleared everything up. Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah.
It never happened. And you can't prove that happened because it didn't happen and there is no evidence. So that's that. So, now, there's been a lot going on this week. There has been so for the past 4 days, there has been the Supreme Court nomination hearings for Neil Gorsuch. I believe Neil Gorsuch is one of the most qualified that ever be appointed to serve on the Supreme Court. or to be nominated to serve. He should pass easily. Chuck Schumer was saying that he wants to filibuster Neil Gorsuch, but that's not going to happen because Mitch McConnell can just say, you know what, we're going to vote for the option and get 51 votes and pass. And there's 52 Republicans, so I'm sure that will pass. Senate and become one of the Supreme Court. That's what I wanted to say. I also want to show a video of just Judge Neil Gorsuch. I'm going to play that video, okay?
Yeah, just the title of that video, and then I'll just because the audio might be.
It's on Donald J. Trump's Facebook page. President. You're going to find it, so.
That's okay. Yeah.
Be,
If you're going to, yeah, I'll do this.
okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've been watching these confirmation hearings for Judge Gorsuch. He has been so respectful to these people. He's been so respectful. He's probably one of the most respectful persons I've ever seen anywhere.
Is that President Donald J. Trump or Donald J. Trump? Because President
Donald J. Trump. The thing,
yeah.
I even tagged you in it on Facebook last night. The thing that I liked about him is how he was responding to people. He's like, I speak for myself, Senator. I'm a judge. I like that. That was awesome. So I'm going to play this video. Hopefully it doesn't buffer.
You and your team.
Okay, let's restart.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President.
Oh yeah.
You and your team have shown me great courtesy. And
No, I think I paused.
you trusted me with a
Come on. What is going on here? Well, while that's buffering, I'm just going to say, hello. Neil Gorsuch would make an amazing judge on the Supreme Court. He will follow the law.
solemn assignment. Standing here in a house of history.
He's a very honest man. He would take, he's an honest man, and I think he deserves to be appointed to the Supreme Court. And it's technology sucks.
Well, I can play it. I do remember this one, of course. It's a short one. It's short and sweet. So this was a post, perhaps, or yes, this is.
Well,
here it is.
Well,
do you see
that's
this?
loading up. I'm just going to get into other
We're talking about this one. We're talking about this one,
Michael
right?
Moore.
You're talking about this one, right?
Michael. Yeah, the one I nominee Neil Gorsuch, posted by President Donald Trump.
Okay.
Michael Moore said that Michael Moore is calling for Democrats to declare a national emergency, and he uses Trump as espionage. That's just totally bogus. Michael Moore is just he's irritating. He's an instigator. Yeah. Yeah, and it was admitted that Trump Tower was surveilled, which I trusted the president's word, and I already knew that because he said he was wiretapped. Okay, so I'm going to play this. Hopefully it'll work this time.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President. You and your team have shown me great courtesy.
Okay. Are you still there, Mike?
And you've entrusted me with the most
Yeah,
solemn
Michael Moore is a fake. Michael Moore needs to lose some
in a
weight.
house of history and acutely aware of my own imperfections. I pledge that if I am confirmed,
Yeah. That's not playing.
No, like I said, I do have it. I do have it.
You can play it.
you and your team have shown me great courtesy. All my powers permit to be a faithful student of the Constitution of the
Then it stops playing, really.
The Supreme Court's work is vital not just to the region of the country, but to the whole. Vital to the protection of the people's liberties
I'll play that later.
and the continuity of our
Yeah, I'm
Constitution,
going to check the
the
drug.
greatest charter of human liberty the world has ever known.
See what they got up for tonight.
Practicing in the trial work trenches of the law, I saw too that when we judges don our robes,
Another thing that happened was a terrorist
But
attack
it does serve as a
happened in
reminder of what's
London
expected of us.
yesterday. Our thoughts and prayers goes out to the victims of that terrorist attack. When are people going to learn that allowing people into your country with radical beliefs who will spread that radical belief, that is not in the interest of your country? That will affect your citizens, and you're going to end up having some of your citizens being killed for it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the drug report says Friday vote ordered. Ultimatum: pass or fail. I believe that this is on the American Health Care Act. They delayed the vote because they don't have enough votes. But the thing is, the reason why they don't have enough votes is because the American Health Care Act, it's basically an Obamacare light. Liberals don't care, unfortunately, that's true. It was definitely a terrorist attack. Yes, it was a Muslim man that shot, or no, he didn't shoot people. He stabbed people and ran people over, or tried to ran people over. Let's see, yep, vote on healthcare. The healthcare bill is terrible and they need to fix it because they still they don't have health care for veterans who need it. They have health care for illegal aliens, though, but they can't take care of our veterans, which is disgraceful. It has big bailouts for the insurance companies in it. I don't think that we should be bailing out the insurance companies on taxpayer money. That's totally wrong. So they really need to fix this bill. Otherwise, they're going to end up screwing themselves in the long run, I think. And it'll hurt the president's agenda. What do you think, Mike? Okay.
I'm kind. Okay,
Yeah,
you can.
no
Oh,
response? You must be
no,
doing
my
something.
my microphone was muted. Can you hear me now? Because I was playing. I got through half of that Neil Gorsuch documentary, short, brief, like mini documentary.
Cool.
And that's why I muted it so you wouldn't get feedback. And what I would say is that it's going to be not the signature achievement of this administration, but it looks to be the first thing they wanted to start with. Is instead of the wall, or instead of so that's the thing, though. It's just a challenge for that to be the first thing, the biggest thing. But it's going to take a little longer if you want to do it right. That's all. Obamacare Light is one of those things that Rand Paul referred to it as.
Yeah. And if you want to do it right, you have to start with a full repeal. You repeal it, and then you fix it. You can't fix the problem we have now because there's too many of them. And it would take forever. We need to simplify this. We need to make healthcare easy and simple. Yeah, the American people have been getting screwed over for the past 8 years. Look at the mess that President Trump has inherited. A big mess.
I can say that in the student senate, when we would write just resolutions and just bylaws, there's good things in the law, but from the top down, I mean, they have to realize that it affects everybody. Like when they make a law, it's as what Gorsuch said. That's why there's 3 different branches. So they have a lot to consider there. From everybody, from whatever socioeconomic status, the consequences. Because for everything we do, there are consequences, and
Yes, there is.
I mean, I'm not talking about classes. I'm not referring to class as far as lower or middle. I don't like saying that. I think just people who have a higher income, people with lower income. It's just one of those things. Obama, of course, classed us into. But going back to the entire bill, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as the Obamacare, had some nice things, but as Donald Trump said, it's not going to be around if we don't replace it with something, because it will. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the expert, but I leave it to the experts. And if they, but they say that it would be bankrupt, and it would bankrupt the country anyways in 4 years, right? So.
Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to play the Neil Gorsuch video.
I'll play it at the same time simultaneously, but I'll mute my microphone for my.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, you and your team have shown me great courtesy. And you've been talking to me with the most solemn assignment. Standing here in the House of History, and acutely aware of my own imperfections, I pledge to divine confirm that I will do all my powers permit to be a faithful servant of the Constitution and laws of this great country. The Supreme Court's work is vital not just to a region of the country, but to the whole. Vital to the protection of the people's liberties under law, and the continuity of our Constitution, the greatest charter.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President.
Practicing in the trial work and trenches of the law, I saw too that when we judges don our robes, it doesn't make us any smarter, but it does serve as a reminder of what's expected of us. Impartiality and independence, collegiality and courage. I look forward to speaking with members from both sides of the aisle, to answering their questions and to hearing their concerns. I consider the United States Senate the greatest deliberative body in the world, and I respect the important role the Constitution affords in the confirmation of our judges. I respect too the fact that in our legal order, it is for Congress and not the courts to write new laws. It is all judges to apply, not alter the work of the people's representatives. A judge who likes every outcome he reaches is very likely to be a bad judge, stretching for results he prefers rather than those the law demands. I am so thankful tonight for my family, my friends, and my faith. These are the things that keep me grounded and life speaks of its sustain me and its values. Mr. President, thank you very much.
Okay. I thought that was a very, very awesome video. I also think that Neil Gorsuch is one of the most qualified people that could serve on the Supreme Court. He said a judge that likes every single outcome is most likely a bad judge. That is very true. I really respect him because he had to put up with a whole lot of crap during the hearing for the Constitution. And they just threw crap at him, and he owned them in like the most respectable way. He's very respectful, he's very honest, and I like him. I think he'll do a great job serving on the Supreme Court. He'll make decisions based off of the law, rather than his opinions. He'll interpret the law the way it's supposed to be interpreted. He'll interpret the Constitution the way it was meant to be interpreted. And I trust that he will do that. Okay. Is there anything you would like to add, Michael?
Yeah. Well, that's a check. This is one check, I suppose, the executive branch has over the judicial branch. Is obviously they appoint the judges, but the judges are in for life, and whatnot. So, really shouldn't matter who the president is. I think, some people say the Constitution is a breathable document. In one way, it's just been able to last that long. But breathable means it's not saying what we're. It's not saying what we. It's not a list of all the things that that we're not allowed to do and that the government is allowed to do. It's a list of all the things that the government is not allowed to do. Basically, when it comes to that stuff, I'm not a lawyer. Just to be clear, let me be clear. No in certain terms. Make no mistake, I am not a lawyer. So, but what I would say is it's a very noble and solemn profession, responsibility, duty. What I heard in that video, just alone in that video. Not legislating for intervention, not being an activist judge, but yes, I agree with that. I'm all for that. No problem with that.
He is the greatest judge that could be considered being nominated for the court.
Well, in my lifetime, certainly in your lifetime, I'd say that. I'd agree.
Yes. That being said, I would also like to add that the Constitution is an original document that can be changed through the amending process. These liberal judges that believe that the Constitution evolves as society changes are dead wrong. The Constitution can only be changed through the amending process. That's what I'd like to add.
Yeah, the Constitutional Convention, Con, otherwise known as, and yeah, which, you know, to start one of those, it's a 2/3 vote of something or other. There's 3 different ways to start a Constitutional Convention, but even then it's hard and rare, supposedly.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm only an American citizen. I should know that. Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So that being said, let's get to the topic of illegal immigration. I am a very large critic of illegal immigration. I absolutely despise illegal immigration. I hate it. I'm going to play a video from Bill O'Reilly.
Oh.
But before I do that, I want to play another video of Greg Forsyth. It's a minute long.
And the like may be banned.
Okay.
Do you agree with that statement, that under the Second Amendment, weapons that are most useful in military service, M16 rifles and the like, may be banned?
Senator Heller makes clear the standard that we judges are supposed to apply. The question is whether it's a gun in common use for self-defense, and that may be subject to reasonable regulation. That's the text, as I understand it. There's lots of ongoing litigation about which weapons qualify under those standards. And I can't prejudge that litigation.
No, I'm just asking, do you agree with his statement, yes or no?
The statements out of the Heller decision.
Justice Scalia's statement.
Well, whatever's in Heller is the law, and I follow the law. But it's not a matter of agreeing or disagreeing, respectfully. It's a matter of it being the law. And my job is to apply and enforce the law.
All right, fair enough.
So he pretty much shut down Senator Feinstein. And that was cool.
And the way I've understood it, executive enforces the law, judicial interprets the law, and legislative obviously writes the law, or makes the law.
Okay, I found a video I want to play. I keep getting off the topics, but I found a video that I was looking for and I could not find. It is from Donald J. Trump, and it says, "There is no evidence of collusion with Russia. The real issue is the unbelievable amount of classified information that has been illegally leaked, putting our national security at risk. Must get to the bottom of it." So I'm going to play that, Mike. Is that all right? And I'll comment your name on the link there for you.
Oh, tag it? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll tag you in it.
It's also from Facebook? Okay. Wonderful. And I'll be able to find it.
All right. Well, that didn't work. Doing this so we can just
Thanks. Oh.
play the video and he's done. Mike, all I have to do is add
Michael. Actually, it's Michael.
This is so.
Michael. Yeah, just start typing Michael. Sorry, I go by Michael now. Yeah, I hate that name, Mike.
All right, there we go. There, I commented your name.
All right, got it.
All right, I will play this video. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt it.
Obama on. I'll just ask you.
I'm not going to get into either that particular case, that matter, or any conversations I have with the president, so I can't answer that.
So my question, as of today, Admiral Rogers, do you have any evidence that Russia's cyber actors changed vote tallies in the state of Michigan?
No, I do not, but I would highlight we're a foreign intelligence organization, not a domestic intelligence organization. So it would be fair to say we are probably not the best organization to provide a more complete answer.
How about the state of Pennsylvania?
No, sir.
The state of Wisconsin?
No, sir.
State of Florida?
No, sir.
Carolina?
No, sir.
The state of Ohio?
No, sir.
So you have no intelligence that suggests or evidence that suggests any votes were changed?
I have nothing generated by the National Security Agency, sir.
Director Comey, do you have any evidence at the FBI that any votes were changed in the states that I mentioned to Admiral Rogers?
No.
Thank you.
If it's a crime and if it's unveiling a masked person, and this tool is so important that it can potentially jeopardize this tool when we have to try to reauthorize it in a few months. If this is used against the ability of us to reauthorize this tool, and we can't get it done because whoever did this leak, these 9 people that did this leak, create such a stir, whether it be in our legislative process or whatever, that they don't feel confident that a U.S. person under the 702 program can be masked successfully and not leak to the press. Doesn't that leak hurt our national security?
Yes, sir.
I can't, Mr. King, but I can agree with your general premise. Leaks have always been a problem. I read over the weekend something from George Washington and Abraham Lincoln complaining about them. But I do think in the last 6 weeks, couple of months, there's been at least apparently a lot of conversation about classified matters that's ending up in the media. And a lot of it is just dead wrong, which is one of the challenges because we don't correct it. But it does strike me there's been a lot of people talking, or at least reporters saying people are talking to them in ways that have struck me as unusually active.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I would say that is especially likely to have, when I say especially likely, I'm talking about to have the finding of no wrongdoing when there is a political motive. And if there's one thing that we've seen here today, I think, from some of the line of questions, it's clearly been a certain political motive in some of the questions that have been asked to you. Mr. Clapper, the former DNI, and we all know who he is, this is someone who should know. I want to read what he said just a few weeks ago. But Mr. Clapper then went on to say that to his knowledge there was no evidence of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. We did.
Okay. We're going to check in with co-host Chris. This seemed to be all political, this show. It was for show, it seemed, in front of this committee. It really didn't accomplish much, but we'll check in with Chris. I put him on hold.
I think he's right about the report, which you all have read. Well, I don't want
Okay. And we'll just continue.
Not concluding the evidence in our report. And when I say our report, that is the NSA, FBI, and CIA, with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had any reflection of collusion between the members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that in our report. Was Mr. Clapper wrong when he said that?
I think he's right about the report, which you all have read.
Well, I'll let you know I agree with Mr. Clapper. And at this point, everyone on this dais should agree with Mr. Clapper. Because we in the committee have seen no evidence, zero, that would indicate that there was collusion or criminal wrongdoing between any members of the previous administration or campaign and Russian officials.
Learn to speak. That's what I say. Learn to speak. And I know I need some help with that too. But it's like, come on, what do you do for a living? I don't speak for a living. They do. But anyways, let's check in with Chris.
For a freshman in high school, for 17 or 18, being raped a 14-year-old girl. This is unacceptable, and it should never happen in our country. We should never, ever allow politicians to have speech orders that can cause our children to be raped and brutally assaulted by these just terrible people. One thing I'd like to say about, I have one thing that a quote that Putin said, what? Putin said that a nation, I have to find that. It's about protecting their children.
Okay, you said that a society that can't defend its children has no tomorrow. A society that can't defend its children has no tomorrow, and that is absolutely right.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, that is completely wrong.
Huh?
That they be in a freshman class. When they're illegal immigrants, why do we give illegal immigrants schooling when they're not even citizens? That makes no sense. If you want
Chris, a connection, weak connection. I think I'm good on my end. Call was still active, but what he was referring to was a Vladimir Putin quote. You might be surprised. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't going to. The quote is a society can't children, and that's absolutely right. So I'll send. I can copy that. I will send that to you.
Well, I'm familiar with that one. Yeah. A society who cannot protect its children today has no tomorrow. Is
yes.
Am I sending video to you? Okay. Looks like I am, but
I'm going to play a video by Bill O'Reilly.
Half an hour was raped. A high school bathroom by two men allegedly in this country illegally. The incident is beyond shocking. An 18-year-old from Guatemala and a 17-year-old from El Salvador were freshmen at the school. Freshmen. Authorities say they dragged the 14-year-old into a bathroom brutally raped. Fox News covered the story extensively, as I said last night. But ABC, NBC, CBS did not cover it on their nightly news broadcast, nor did they cover it this morning, and they have hours of airtime in the morning. CNN did not cover the Maryland story in prime time last night. Ditto MSNBC. That is beyond anything I have ever seen in my 40 years plus in journalism. A story of that magnitude ignored by the national media. We all know why. Illegal immigration is a political issue. President Trump has made the apprehension of undocumented criminals a top priority. The Democratic Party is resisting that, saying that all illegal aliens are being demonized, and that presents a danger to that community. Now, every fair-minded American knows the immigration system is broken, and Congress has refused to fix it. As I said last night, we don't know who's here, we don't know where they are, and we don't know what they're doing. They being people who illegally entered this country. It is beyond.
Well, that's Buckland. Can you hear me, Mike?
On the pale, but
what are your thoughts so far on what happened?
Okay, see, at first I thought, well, even in my high school, I've shared classes with, if I was a freshman in grade 9, then I have shared classes with sophomores. Maybe never. I was a senior, and I was in a mostly junior class of algebra 2. I had to take that 5 semesters before I passed algebra 2, by the way. But so in my senior year, and I thought perhaps this is maybe one of those classes where any age, like band, for instance, in band class, freshmen and seniors and sophomores and juniors are all in the same class, period. And I thought maybe this guy was remedial, maybe he needed to catch up, but I didn't know he was literally placed in freshman grade, which, would mean he would be taking mostly freshman classes. That's one. Okay. Strike 2 is Guatemalan. Strike 3, illegal immigrant, I guess. So, or nothing against Guatemala. No, I'm sorry. But you don't understand, illegally present in the country, and maybe shouldn't even been in school, maybe shouldn't have even been in that grade, maybe shouldn't have been in the class. Yeah. So far, all the ingredients, not so good. Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, no. Just from what I've heard.
We need the law. We need to enforce the law. The law is the law of the land. If you don't like the law, then Congress needs to change it. Until then, the law is the law. We need to do it, and we need to follow it.
Anybody who is undocumented is a criminal and needs to be deported. That's how it should be. It's the law. The law is the law. Until then, change. You don't like it? Change the law. That's the way it should be.
Mm.
Illegal aliens are criminals, and they need to get out of our country and come back legally if they want it to be the right way. Period.
I'm wondering.
We cannot allow
Yeah,
a few people to take away the rights of others. That can't happen. Period. By allowing all illegal immigrants to be here, that takes the rights away from girls like her who got raped and people who have lost their lives because illegal immigrants killed them. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, to be devil's advocate, I wanted to ask you, as far as crimes go, severity of crimes. Okay, well, strike one is being illegally present. Strike two would be, the crimes that they commit while they're here, like rapes and murders and stuff. Now, as far as crimes go, though, if the only crime you ever commit is coming to this country illegally, there are people that live in this country that are pretty bad, that do worse, that kill people, that rape people, and they're legal citizens. So I want to ask you, Chris, devil's advocate here. What would you say to that? Though it's like, come on now, is it a disproportionate?
What I would say to that is they're entitled to be here because they're a citizen. That's what I would say to that legally. But the problem I have is if you're here illegally and you want to live here, why don't you just become a citizen?
Naturalization process.
Or come here legal.
That's what ICE stands for. ICE, by the way, Immigration, Customs, and Naturalization and Immigration.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. The laws come before immigrants. That's the way it is.
One last thing on this is that
I'm not anti-immigrant. I'm anti-illegal immigration.
About the entitlement, being entitled to live here, because now I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to typecast anybody, but some people on the right side of the aisle say that they want to get rid of entitlements, which is certain things like SNAP, food stamps, EBT, welfare, WIC.
Here's my view on entitlement.
Entitlement, the word, it's kind of a buzzword. It's a hot.
Yeah. My view on entitlement, if you need entitlements, you should absolutely get them. If you're abusing the system, you should not get them. If you want entitlements and you are physically able, I believe you should have to work for them.
Fair enough. Thanks for clearing that up, because you used the word entitlement, or entitled to be here. I wanted to make sure that I knew how we were using that word, but that cleared that up. Thank you, sir. Yeah, pretty much.
But if you're a citizen of this country, you have every right to be here. If you're not a citizen, you don't have a right to. Unless you come here legally.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, you really just don't have a right to be here. Like literally. I mean, hey, I didn't write it. I wasn't around 200, however long ago it was. I didn't write it. But if
the government can decide, well, we're not going to follow immigration laws, they can say we're not going to follow this law, we're not going to follow this law, we're not going to follow this law, we're not going to follow.
We cannot
have people in our country that want to harm us. We can't have it. And the government needs to enforce the law, period. If the government can't enforce its own laws, then they're not going to enforce the law, period.
Yeah, that certainly helps. When people aren't out to get you.
Yeah.
And
okay. Is that all we have to cover so far?
Possible. I was going to. Yeah. Okay. So, but if you have something, please take it away.
I'm going to come to
because I'm.
Okay. Well, Representative Peter King of New York said 99.5% accurate to say that the Obama administration surveilled the Trump transition team. So that actually happened. Go to the home page. I'm going to get some of my saved articles and just going to read some of the headlines. Okay, so the Media touts a new study blaming diabetes epidemic on global warming. That is from the Daily Caller. That is absolutely insane. Diabetes is not because of global warming. Diabetes is caused because Americans don't know how to eat the right food. Americans are eating processed garbage, crap, and all sorts of crap that's in your food that's terrible. So if you don't want diabetes, you gotta eat steak. If you don't want diabetes, you got healthy. You can't be eating all the processed crap with all high fructose corn syrup and all that. It's terrible for you. You eat oat-based food, you need all sorts of things that'll give you the right energy, stuff like that. You need to have saturated fats, a little bit of saturated fat. Trans fats is John Schweitzer at ABC's John Carl. Calm down and your press briefing, right? Ryan Paul said somebody was spying on the Trump campaign. That was proven right. So Ryan Paul. Okay, cool. Nearly half of Canadians want illegal aliens deported to America. Canada has immigration laws too. That's something the liberals don't know. Okay. Let's see. President Trump has established a new presidential etiquette. I'm not going to use that. Hollywood liberal Levy claims Trump may have set up London terror attack. That is absolutely insane.
Preposterous.
Basically ashamed of.
Did you get to the while I was fetching a power cord? Did you by chance get to the stairs?
Hold on.
The stairs.
Oh, the stairs. I'll get to that. All right.
Okay.
Listen up.
Good.
If you watch CNN and you trust CNN, you're an absolute idiot. I just have to say that. Because how could you watch such a news organization that wastes their time on ridiculous things that has nothing to do with what's going on in the world or in our country? I mean, give me a break. You're the worst news organization out there. They're worried about the president being afraid of stairs.
What I was, yeah.
Give me a break.
My first thought when I read that headline, and that's all I read, I didn't actually watch the segment or anything.
And I'm not kidding. CNN actually put out a headline saying, "Is Donald Trump afraid of stairs?"
So
I'm not kidding. That's how sad. Is the president afraid of stairs? Give me a break.
What I'm wondering is, Chris, did they assume that since he doesn't run down the jetway, or the stairs attached to Air Force One, did they assume, oh, he's afraid of stairs or something?
Look, is the president afraid of stairs? How stupid! Why would CNN report something like that? That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's the Counterfeit News Network for you, everyone. Counterfeit News Network. Remember that.
Clinton News or okay, Patty says hi, Chris, by the way. Love US. Ronnie, I'm sorry, this is kind of old. Gorsuch, respectful man.
Yeah.
Great guy. Kathy says.
I can see the comments, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you can. Well, then let me just check mine.
Theresa May says Islamist Westminster attack not Islamic.
Yeah.
Terrible of a leader, but how could you be so stupid? Attack when the person was a Muslim and they worshipped Islam, the religion called Islam. I just have to say it. Radical Islam. I'm not going to sit here and say that all Muslims are bad because there's some pretty fantastic Muslims in this world. But you have to be worried when there's millions of Muslims that don't like you and want you dead and want to kill you. That's something that I'm afraid of. That's something that many other Muslims are sick and tired of, having other Muslims attack them and try to kill people. Because not all Muslims are terrible people. Some of them are pretty good people. Is there anything you want to say, Mike?
Yeah, well, when you say racist, it's not racist because Islam is not a race, right? Unless we're because now some people could argue, some don't, that Judaism is the religion. For Jewish, it was kind of a race because it was through Israel and Egypt. Out of Egypt, I mean, that's one. But really, no. Like, could you say, oh, they look Jewish? You could say, oh, they look Muslim. But it's still, there's an important distinction there. One's a religion.
Well, there's a problem with saying you look like this and you look like that, because that's just assuming they look like that.
It's lookism.
Stereotype.
Yeah. So, yeah. As you were saying, there's nothing wrong with wanting a country full of people that agree with your government and that don't want to hurt you, I think is what you were getting at. But yeah, so, I'm sorry.
If you're a Muslim and you're a wonderful person and you love the United States and you want to come here to make this country a better place, I want you here. If you want to come here and kill people, I don't want you here. I only want people here who will benefit this country, who will literally appreciate the fact that they have the privilege to come here.
All right,
I don't want people coming to our country, burning our flags, saying, "Oh, make America Mexico," and some crap.
So will we have to kick out some people that are already citizens? Devil's advocate here, Chris. There's some people that are not here, that are legally here, that are citizens, that have a right to be here. What if they aren't making this country better? Like, maybe it could be me. I mean, I might have to kick my own. I almost said it the A word, but I might have to kick my own butt out of here.
I'm just saying this.
Yes.
I only want people to come into our country who will benefit the country. If you're already here, you're already here.
I'm trying.
Born here, you have the title to be. I'm not saying that I don't want people here that need to be. I just want people that will benefit the country. If you're a refugee and you're not a bad person, I'm all for helping, but we need to have proper benefits.
Certainly, to demonstrate the many hundreds of millions, not only refugees but immigrants, and they need to. Well, what I'm told is some can't afford to get here anyways.
Because there's mass migration policies that they've had. There's people burning up the streets. There's mass gang rapes of people. It's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sure there was something else. I'm sorry. Of course, before I left to grab the power cable. All it was what Peter King, representative from New York. He's not your representative, is he?
No, my representative is John Fasto.
Okay. And Peter King said, it would be.
He said it was 99.5% likely that the Trump transition team was surveilled pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, where's my headline?
Well, unfortunately, one of my friends couldn't make it on the show tonight. His name's Jacob McDonald, and he left me with some. He had me ask him a couple questions, and I got his responses. So I'm going to have to read those. I asked him what he thought about the Russia conspiracy. Come on. My screen is being ridiculous. I got it somewhere.
This is it. This is the headline. It's from out of RepleyRT.com.
Yeah.
And House Intel chair confirms Trump team surveilled after election, while FBI denies wiretap teams. And, the article reads, between Election Day and the inauguration, President-elect Donald Trump and his team were caught up in incidental surveillance. That's the word I was looking for. Incidentally, they were surveilled because it was unrelated to Russia. But we didn't say it was unrelated to. We didn't say it was related to Russia. They didn't say it was illegal wiretapping. I thought it was just they were surveilled, and that they were. Okay, that's this headline right here from Repley, RT, I guess.
Here's the problem. If they can surveil the president, they're already surveilling everyone else. of us. What you have on your phone is not private, just so everybody knows. So think twice before you do stupid things.
Well, they did that in.
All right, so
they did it in Batman.
my question for my friend Jacob was, what is your thoughts on Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch? He said, I believe that Neil Gorsuch is the outline of what every judge in America should be. Not a politician on someone's payroll, but a man or woman who makes his choices based on the laws of the state. That's something I actually touched on earlier. So that is my friend Jacob, and I asked what do you agree? I also asked him, what are your thoughts on the Russian conspiracy theory that's being pushed by the media and all the people on the left? He said, I believe there is no conspiracy theory because FBI directed only over the Senate committee, and flat out said no evidence to that theory, which I kind of agree with that. But I don't necessarily agree on the that there's no evidence because it's still investigated that if Donald Trump colluded with the Russians, which is totally false. All right. How was that, Mike?
Yeah, that claim is pretty much bogus. Yeah, at that point.
It's totally false. People are absolutely insane. Oh, pictures. This is probably my absolute favorite portrait of the president. It's done by Jeffrey. It's amazing job. This is a nice little invite. I love it. Cool. Sweet. All right. So now that I got that, is there anything else that we didn't add?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Are we going to end the broadcast now?
Oh, well, that's fair. I think, we want to thank you, our viewers on Ustream, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, for inviting us into your homes or your phones or your computers or maybe your TVs. Once again, we take calls, which we've taken 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, yeah. So at area code 816-866-8337 while on the air. We use Pinger, we use Wirecast, we use OBS, we use Periscope, Skype. They didn't pay us anything. Maybe they will if we mention them not often enough. This is Pinger. It's an app called Text Free. It is free. You can receive free incoming calls and incoming and outgoing texts, and you can earn minutes for outgoing calls by watching advertisements and signing up for promotions. My name is Michael. This is Chris, and we've been calling this the Situation Report. Today is Thursday, March 23rd, 2017, and we're going to sign off shortly. It's 8:13 Central Daylight Time, 9 Eastern. So I want to thank you, and thank you, Chris, as well.
I'd like to have my closing statement.
All right.
So one thing I did not get into is I have come up with a segment titled the Liberal Lunatic of the Week. So, who do you think that we should nominate for Liberal Lunatic of the Week?
Oh, and then have our audience vote on it?
I think me and you will do it for tonight.
Okay.
Who would you think?
Dianne Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein. That's it.
Dianne Feinstein? Okay.
That's got my vote.
Dianne Feinstein.
Or I nominate, and then we can vote. And who's going to break the tie?
I think John McCain, I think he's one of the liberal lunatics of the week because he accused Senator Rand Paul of being a Russian agent. All right. Who else is there? Michael Moore, because he's Michael Moore is saying that the Democrats should call for a state of emergency because they're accusing the president of espionage. So what do you think out of those
Or-
who should we not
okay.
make for
Well, mine were, it's between Bernie Sanders or Dianne Feinstein, but I think Dianne Feinstein is more recent. So to call it of the week,
Yeah.
I think she fits into this week, as you term it, refer to it, and call our liberal
Okay.
lunatic of the week. You know, because I was going to say Bernie Sanders is a lunatic whether he's liberal or not. Sanders is a lunatic. I'd say, you know, liberal or not, but or lunatic or not, he's certainly a liberal. So, but you know, after the EPA hearing, committee hearing, you know, confirmation hearing. So, but yeah, Feinstein definitely Feinstein, and that's years though, up to this point. But for this week, Feinstein gets her own week. For me, in my book, as a liberal lunatic, just because of
You choose Dianne Feinstein. You're okay. So you're
gun
gonna
control
use
instead of
liberal
crime control. Yeah, of course. And
I'm going to give this week's my liberal lunatic of the week award will go to Michael Moore, because Michael Moore is engaging in McCarthyism. For those of you who do not know what McCarthyism is the practice of making accusations of subversion or treason without proper regard for evidence. Michael Moore has accused the president of espionage because he has supposedly worked for the Russians when there's no evidence to support that. Okay? Closing statements. I'd like to thank every single veteran, every single police officer, every single person serving our country right now. We really appreciate it, and there's no one better than to serve our country. Our veterans are some of the greatest people we have, and we really appreciate them. Without our veterans, we wouldn't have a country. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Please come in the next time we do the show, which will probably be on Saturday. I may go live tomorrow, I'm not sure. But thanks for watching. This has been the Situation Report on March 23rd. You already put it? Thanks for watching.
thank you again today.
How was that?
Thank you. Thank you. All right. And I echo that.
You got 98 comments and 2 shares. Can I post it?
All right. Oh, please do, and I'd like to see what that looks like. I'm going to just suspend broadcast. Thank you for joining me on my stream as well. Oh wow. Well, all I have to say is they don't call him America's finest for nothing. Oh yeah, hey, yeah. Have you joined my Facebook? Because I'm still kind of going. YouTube and everything's still running on my end. Could you actually log into your Facebook and see how that works? This is after hours, by the way. This is
an after-hour program?
Well, no, just momentarily before you, and maybe mute your microphone, or I'll turn down my volume. But watch.
I'll just check it on my phone.
Go to my Facebook profile and watch my stream, and just tell me how that sounds.
I'll look at your setup. My sound for you might not be the greatest it has been today, but
yeah, and I was. I'm using the built-in mic. It says you've joined already.
Yeah, joined
in. So you can see. But
it's loading up. Right.
Really? Oh wow.
Okay, cool. You have a pretty decent setup.
And when I'm holding this, it's kind of cool because I thought it's like a control. But I say I have a viewer now. See, it says that.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm doing this. I'm manipulating this. Check it out. Isn't this cool? Like when I do this, and I resize the screen half. I can zoom out with Alex Jones. I can log into Facebook like that. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, hey,
yeah.
Thanks. There's you. I can monitor comments. I can go to my profile. And then there's yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I pulled up, videos here, the real clear thing, the real clear proof. I did try to do that. Alex Jones can stream her clip that. And then obviously, how do I do this again? I can't remember. You just gotta press. You have to press and hold to get.
We got 197 views. Tonight's video wasn't our greatest video we've
Okay.
done, but we did a great job.
Well, we'll see you next time.
So,
See you later.
are you going now? Are you going to church now?